Hello, today I want to tell you about the new company on the earphones market, but I really like the approach to style, to color, and even based on their website, they are really passionate guys that wants to deliver products they like. So they spread their attention between two areas so far. First one is headphones and earphones, and second one is mechanical keyboards. If they add something related to retro games, they will fit into three of my three hobbies. But so far it's just 2 out of 3. They have one really fancy model of mechanical keyboard. Just check out their website. I don't know how practical it is, but looks really superb. I really hope that I will have an opportunity to review it sometime in the future. And also they created 2 models of earphones. I don't know, box is really bright, looks really fancy. I like how it looks, so that's why I always try to rotate it and show different sides of this package. So they have 2 models. First one is Allure. It's a single dynamic driver model with beryllium plated diaphragm driver, and price is $99. And they also have hybrid model Evoke with 2 additional balanced armatures. It costs $169 up to $199 based on the design you prefer. And it's pretty good price for the good dynamic drivers, but let's see what they offer compared to their competitors. So I already showed box to you. I really like this design. It's a bit oversized comparing to other companies that want to make boxes as small as possible, but at the same time it looks pretty pleasant. Inside of the box you're getting basically one big case, and that's it. And inside of this case, pretty nice looking and really good in terms of feel. Smooth zipper. And inside you're getting just earpieces themselves and 3 pair of tips. So accessory set is relatively basic, but you're getting nice, really useful case where you can put your player, some earphones, and maybe some gaming console. So a lot of things can be stored here. I really like this extra accessory. And here are earpieces themselves. Unusual pleasant design. So they machined from aluminum, looks nice, have good ergonomics, nice well extended spouts, slightly above average sound isolation, lip for holding the tips of course, and the protective grill, and interesting face plates. I'm not sure, it looks like stabilized wood, and probably it is stabilized wood, but also it can be some kind of stone, so I'm not good in materials, but in general looks pretty fancy and exciting. And cable is made replaceable. Here used just regular 2-pin connectors without any recessing or something like that, so absolutely classical model. Probably they looking forward to extend their lineup of cables and offer something additional. Stock cable is also really interesting, not something you can expect for the $99 model. It's in the fabric insulation, and as you can see here used black and green color to match this face plates. Not the perfect match, but still really reminds that. It's average in terms of softness, and it has slight microphonic effect, but luckily these ear hooks reduce it pretty well. It goes down to the splitter, interesting hexagonal shape and chin slider, and after the splitter it goes down to the similar hexagonal jack. So as you can see, all parts of design are really well thought, good ergonomics and so on. Probably there would be nice to have more tips, but I think this case works as a nice excuse for that. And of course about the sound, I gave them about 48 hours of burn-in. There were slight changes during first couple of hours, but I don't think there is much sense in burning them in on purpose. More important is to find the tips that will provide you the maximum isolation. This model, as traditionally for single dynamic driver models, is super critical for that. And also they are really interesting in terms of tips rolling. You can get really different sound signatures selecting different tips. And but of course here I will describe sound for the stock tips. For me the best pair was the biggest one. And KiiBOOM created wonderful tuning for non-audio files. It has a warm coloration, it's pretty comfortable, but at the same time it has good detalization and performs pretty well in terms of technicalities, but at the same time it's not focused on the micro contrast and actually it's not sound fatiguing. It's perfect model for listening on the street or for long relaxed listening sessions and so on. So basically it's like earphones for the common man. So, bass is accented, it's pretty big, has nice depth, it has like a lot of weight but not overdone, it's controlled well and not shadowing mids, but at the same time it gives mids a solid warm coloration. And it's good in terms of speed, but not focused on the speed and maximum resolution, so overall, like, you know, balanced low frequencies with good amount of weight for those who prefer such palpable, big, powerful bass. But I won't call them bass head, but probably they are leaning more towards that side. At the same time, they offers good technical performance for the natural instrument, with one exception. Because of the additional weight, they like moving them closer to you. And that's why my first example, it's Musica Nuda, Mirza, and double bass sounds really great in terms of realism, really well performed, but at the same time it's moved forward to you, so like all that nuances are also highlighted for you. So not everyone enjoys such tuning, but it's really pleasant and really effective. Mids are also typical for the dynamic drivers with slight hint of additional weight, but not slow, so in general resolution is okay, you won't lose any necessary parts of the sound. Instruments are represented nicely, as well as vocal, especially male vocals, especially deep ones, sounds really magical. Female vocals are also pretty well represented thanks to the accent in the upper mids area, so like nice tuning to balance everything out and deliver you relaxed but not like lazy, slow, bloated sound signature. Imagery stage is above average in width and slightly above average in depth, so width is better than depth, but in general 3D positioning on the stage is really good, mainly probably because of pleasant and technical treble response. Also, they are not super critical for the quality of records, but still better recorded tracks of course will sound better. But if your media library is filled with something like old tracks that exist only in MP3 format or something that is not intended to be recorded properly, it sounds pretty well. And another second example for the mids, it's Nightwish Slow Love Slow. First of all, it has nice deep bass, and these earphones highlight it a little bit, making it more omnipresent, but at the same time they perform well for both male and female vocal here, because the main staple of this track, of course, it's slow, it's not heavy. Main staple is vocals that complement each other and sounds really in unison, and that earphones deliver it nicely and really well thanks to that highlighting both male vocals and female ones, so they're hitting two spots in one here, highlighting both voices in this track. And the treble is slightly accented, but actually it's pretty comfortable. Not comfortable in terms of like it's absent or super soft, and no, you'll get nice extension, you'll get good overtone saturation, of course no rich layering or something like that, but all basic overtones are present nicely. But at the same time, they are really well balanced in terms of energy. They put enough to compensate low frequencies, but not too much to make them uncomfortable or bright. So if you treble sensitive and looks for some not super fatiguing model, it could be a good option. But at the same time, keep in mind that it's not like totally treble-less model for those who really dislike the high frequency area. And the example here is Scorpions Skywriter, one of the least famous albums by Scorpions, Eye to Eye, but I really like it because it was brave in terms of experiment and sound, and this track is saturated with electronic effects and interesting tune, and of course well-known vocal, but a lot of that stuff goes to the treble area, and actually these earphones play it nicely. Not super highlighted, but in general on the really good balanced level. Speaking about the comparisons, there are a lot of single dynamic driver models in this range, but just few models for the reference. For example, FIO's FD1, more focused on the micro contrast and more natural. And the Moondrop Area 2020, it has a kind of similar tuning, but with less worms. So take Moondrop Area and add a bit of worms over mids and bass, you'll get this model. Some more expensive models like FIO FD3, so they are bit more technical, bit more focused on the micro contrast, so different. And actually this model stands out from the vast majority of earphones present on the market, and actually it makes them really interesting. So if you're looking for a pair of dynamic drivers for the relaxed listening sessions, but at the same time with normal technical performance, you can actually pay your attention to this model. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.